Hey guys, welcome back to A Bit Tactical. Today we're going to cover the Kasrkin medic and the demo trooper because I think that I can just cover them both real quickly in this video, as opposed to how I did with the Kasrkin sergeant, which is required a lot more explanation, but these guys don't require as much, so let's just jump right into it. The Kasrkin combat medic's stats are exactly the same as every other Kasrkin. It's on 3, saves on 4s, 8 wounds, 6-inch movement range, 2 APL, all that stuff, right? Hotshot last gun, 3-4 damage profile, 4 attacks. Usually a gun butt as its melee option, but you're probably going to take equipment, so that'll change it to a 3-4 instead of a 2-3 on 3 attacks. Okay, whatever. He's also been nerfed a little bit. One of his abilities has been nerfed, the other has been buffed. Interesting. So, the medic ability has been nerfed in that it's no longer free. Okay? Before, as crazy as it sounds, the medic ability to revive somebody was just free. And there was no downsides to doing it ever. Especially if the opponent or the model that you revived had already gone and you had already gone. You just revive somebody for free. That is no longer the case. So for those of you who don't know, the way the medic ability works is that the first model to die within 3 inches of the medic immediately gets revived. Before, it would just take an APL from that turn. It would not actually cost an APL, right? It would just reduce the APL. Which means that if you had already gone, this doesn't matter. Now, for the next, it does matter, okay? It very specifically states, on your next activation, you, the medic, will have -1 APL, and the person you have revived will also have -1 APL.
Fulgrim,
So,
I'm here.
not
Fulgrim.
as good, right? If you could kind of counter this with the Commsman by giving both of these models an extra APL, bringing them back up to 2, but I don't know why you would do that. As much as it sucks that this got nerfed, it's completely understandable. It had to be nerfed. It just had to be. The other big change, though, now giving people health, which is just 2d3, 2d3 to their wounds, right? That now costs nothing. You can just do this for free, which is very nice. I believe you can only still do it to one. Going forward, just assume you can only do it for one of them. I think that's the case, because it doesn't explicitly say, hey, you can do this multiple times for a turning point. So I'm just going to go ahead and assume you can only do this once for a turning point, but it no longer costs anything. And that's actually a really nice buff. I guess to counter the nerf that they gave it. Yeah, it's really good. The combat medic, you just pair with people you think are important. I think you can still probably pull off, that bait that I had with the last edition with the combat medic, in which you purposely bring out a model, you let him die, or you bait him to die, but your medic's right there. He revives him, he dashes back to safety. You've now, essentially wasted. You wasted an activation for your enemies. Now, though, it's just not as effective, especially because the APL is no longer there, right? Before, what you would do is you would just do that loop forever, right? Your plasma gunner would go up, he'd shoot, he'd die, he'd be revived, he'd dash to safety, next turning point, he'd move back out to that same piece of cover, shoot somebody else, die again, and then that infinite loop, which is a really nice loop. That's gone. You can't do that. However, because it no longer costs him an AP to give somebody health, I think pairing him with a normal elite trooper is actually really nice. So for those of you who don't know, the elite trooper now has a free smoke grenade with him at all times. So with your elite trooper, you take a shot at somebody, or if your recon trooper's right there and make sure nobody's obscured, or that nobody can be obscured within his 8-inch range, range, you drop your smoke grenade, you shoot at somebody. You drop your smoke grenade, you shoot at somebody that now can no longer be obscured, even though you're in a smoke grenade, right? Really nice play. Somebody shoots at him because I don't know why they would shoot, but they shoot at him. Your guy has a more than decent chance to survive that situation. And then your medic's right there. He gives him a little health boost, brings it back up to full health. I think it's a nice little pairing. Not that crazy though. That's really the only way that you can have this guy, which makes sense. He's a combat medic, right? He's a support unit. That's how I think you should use him. The Kasrkin Demo Trooper, same as everybody else, normal stats. The only difference is that he's got a pistol, which range 8. Still same damage, still same attacks, still hits on the same thing. Just a hotshot last pistol, which means you can't use any of the equipment. Sorry, that's just what happens when you get that pistol. However, a big change is that his mine is now a pickup marker. And I know what you're thinking. Well, what does that really matter? You still have to place it, right? And you do. You have to place it, and a nice little buff. This is actually a huge buff all the way through. A big buff of this is that you get the free dash after. Before you didn't get that. I don't know why. You place the mine, you get a free dash. It should have always been the case, and now is. Not only that, once somebody triggers the mine in proximity, you don't roll shooting attacks, you don't roll anything, you roll damage. And there's nothing they can do against his damage. You roll it. It's a 2d6 plus 3, which is actually pretty insane. It's a good amount of damage. You're most likely not killing a Space Marine, especially with 14 wounds, but you're seriously messing him up. You're probably killing every other model. Yeah, really nice. But the pickup marker kind of is the big thing here. The pickup marker is such a good change, and I'm going to tell you why. A pickup marker just simply means that this item, this mine, is treated as a real object that is on this person or on this model's person. Which means that if they die, they immediately drop it. That's right, they immediately drop it. So you can actually use your Demo Trooper as a heroic martyr. Okay, call that the tactic, the heroic martyr protocol. And you could just completely deny your opponent's ability to capture a point. Right? You push your Demo Trooper up. You put him onto the second objective marker, the first turning point, or at the beginning of the second turning point. If they kill him and you drop the marker, dead. Or they can't access it. They can't access it without losing a model. It would take at least 2 activations to capture that on their end, right? They'd have to go in with a model to detonate the proximity mine, and then they'd have to go in again to capture it. It would almost be not worth it. But your first turning point, you move up, you get onto the objective. If they kill you, then it's locked out. Nobody can score from objectives for the rest of the game. Or at the beginning of turning point 2, you cap that point. Then you stay on. Then you can drop your mine, dash away, whatever. And now you've secured it for the entire match, unless they want to take that chance of potentially securing it, which again, I don't know if they would. I don't know if they would do that. It's a high risk thing to do. Anyways, guys, that's it for the Combat Medic and the Demo Trooper. Hope you guys liked that. Hope you guys liked the little strategies I gave you with them. Next up, I don't know who's up next, actually. I'm not going to say who. All right, just watch. Just be patient. But don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to comment something. If you guys have tried any of my strategies, please let me know. I always want to know that. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.